Henderson. Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, Ryan, congratulations on a great night at the plate. I'm curious to find out from your perspective. You seem like your swing is a lot cleaner this year, and I'm just wondering, what was your approach during the offseason and during spring training to kind of fine-tune your approach at the plate?
So during the offseason, I got with the guy I work with in the offseason and stuff like that, while still talking with my hitting coaches and everything like that. Just kind of really wanted to work on a short path for the ball and things like that. And then I got spring training, mag, Sally, and TD, saw a little thing that they thought would help me, and been working on just honestly just kind of stepping straight, leaving a cleaner path for it. So it's been paying off.
I know last year there was concerns, Ryan, over, chasing pitches out of the zone. Was there anything specific you worked on to kind of avoid that situation this year and or at the start of this season? And really, what, in terms of your assessment so far, how do you think the team is doing as far as not swinging at pitches and chasing pitches outside the zone?
I really haven't seen any numbers or anything on that. Just watching, I think we're doing a pretty good job. Obviously those other guys, they're out there trying to get us out, and they have some good stuff sometimes, so we're going to chase. But I think as a whole, we're doing well. But like I said, I haven't really seen the numbers, so I have to look at that.
Well, thanks, Ryan. Congrats on a great night at the plate.
Thanks, Sam.
Nate Grote, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Ryan. The last time Rockies hitter hit 3 home runs in a game was Trevor in 2018. He did it in September. It's early April. It's like 36 degrees. Trevor said when he did it, he was really feeling it. Were you feeling it tonight? Is that a way to describe it, even in the real cold?
I've decided I'm never going to say I'm feeling it. This is a very humbling game. It's a very hard game. Right when you think you have it figured out, it likes to humble you and everything like that. So, I like where I'm at mentally and the focus I'm giving my bats, and I'm going to continue to try to do that and hopefully keep seeing success and helping the team out.
Did it feel different at all though tonight? With obviously you were in some kind of groove. Did you feel good at the plate? Were you even able to feel anything?
I was pretty cold, man. I'm not gonna lie, just like probably the rest of us were. But I felt good. I felt good about my approach, and I felt good about the way I was getting my swing out tonight.
Cool. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks.
Thomas, go ahead.
Ryan, your first home run came on a 3-0 pitch. What does that say when you're there and you're taking pitches, but you can jump on one when it's a 3-0?
Yeah, honestly, for me personally, just getting the green light gives me the confidence to go at it. Getting that green light from Buddy down to Stu and then to me, that's kind of a little confidence boost for me. Like, yeah, right. They trust me to get this off right here, and then I just kind of settled in and took my swing.
Is it odd and frustrating that you can have these big home run nights on a night that the team loses?
Yeah, obviously I'd be in a lot better mood if we had snuck out that win. It was a grinder tonight. And the boys fought really hard, and honestly, I feel like we just didn't get a couple bounces our way, and that was the difference in the game. But obviously can't be too upset myself, but definitely would love to get the win. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's been a long time since someone had a night like yours and the team lost. But where do you think you guys are? You had some home runs behind you with Nunez and also with Hilliard. It looks like at times you guys have a power stroke. It just hasn't quite come together all throughout for every inning of a game.
I'm sorry, dude. I kind of lost you there for a second. I think I got the gist of what you're saying, though. I think we're doing a good job. I think, maybe we can link our advance a little better. I mean, it's baseball, man. It's not a perfect sport. It's a really hard game. But we just got to find a way. We can't just rely on home runs. We got to push them across different plays.
And obviously, it's just the start of the season. But as far as the offense is concerned, what do you guys need to do to kind of get that confidence to link all those at-bats together?
I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I think we have plenty of confidence, and we're all going to grind, but it's just going out there and doing it. And like I said, getting a couple bounces our way, getting a couple things to kind of go our way could change the outcome of the game very easily.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yep, no problem.
Larry Patrick.
Yes, Ryan, having the 3 home runs fairly early in the game, I guess one has to ask, were you thinking of a 4th home run in your other times at bat?
I'd be lying if it didn't cross my mind, but definitely while I'm heading up to the plate and getting ready for my next at bat, pushing that out, just trying to focus on having a good at bat and doing, what the game's asking me to do at that point.
Well, with 14 total bases, that's the most since Nolan Arenado had that back in 2017. You have to feel good about the way your hitting is coming along this season so far.
Yeah, anytime you can be mentioned in the same sentence as Nolan, you're probably doing something right. So feel good about that.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Owen, go ahead.
Am I on?
You're
Can
on.
you hear me?
I got you.
Okay. Sorry. Ryan, I think you guys might have played more extra innings tonight than you did last season with this new rule. You got a lot of experience tonight with extra innings anyway. How is that rule affecting things, starting out with a man on second? Are you noticing it coming into your strategy or into anything, or is it just, you just take it as it comes, or how's that playing out?
Yeah, honestly, I don't really have an opinion on it. I've seen it work both ways. Keep extra innings shorter, keep them longer. So, it's definitely an interesting thing, and we'll see how it continues to shake out for sure.
All right, thanks.